Namaste, Daaji. I am from Samunnati. So I have been in the half program since yesterday. A major learning in the program is that there is a limited amount of energy, and for success of an organization, this energy has to be optimally used for external marketing as well as for internal marketing. And success of organization is the ratio of energy that goes for external marketing to map the our capabilities with the opportunities available, but divided by the internal marketing. That's the amount of energy that we use for gaining mutual trust and mutual respect. What we see is most of our energy is going into internal marketing, and that leaves us a lesser energy for external marketing. How do we flip the ratio, and how do we function much more successfully?
Well, you have put it in a very complicated way. You have brought the whole topic in a ratio formation. I would put it very simply. Can you discern between right and wrong? Under any situation, am I able to say what I'm going to do is right or wrong? Will it benefit the company or not? That's all that is to it. And based on that, though it sounds very simple, there is always a logical difference. There is emotional turbulence when making a vital decision in life. Mind says something, it gives you statistics. Heart says something, it gives you its own very kind of a final vote. And if you cross that boundary, you will suffer. Always listen to the heart. However beautifully the numbers may match and say, oh, this is so good, it's a lucrative deal, don't go for it. This is how I gamble my life with heart. And many people they ask, oh, how do you listen to your heart? See, heart makes decision based on our biases, preconditioning, what in heartfulness we call some scars. Your predisposition, your conditioning either from the past life or in this life makes you decide your next moment. Under that cloudy situation, how do you clear your heart and mind? So do the cleaning, wait for a few days before you make a final decision, say. Offer a prayer at bedtime and say, this is a situation, and see how it unfolds. Don't rush into it. To give a hint, anytime something wrong is going to happen, or anytime it's unnatural. For example, when you are not able to hear properly or taste food properly, then you say, oh wow, maybe COVID, maybe I'm losing some sense. It gives you a signal. But when you are listening properly, your tastes are okay, you don't get such warning signs because it's as it should be. It's all natural. Right? When you lie to someone, your heart reflects that. See, it becomes heavier, and especially when you lie to your loved ones, your heart becomes very heavy, especially to your mother or father or your spouse. So, whenever things are not natural, going in a wrong direction, heart will always make noise. But often, because of our conditioning and greed, perhaps, and perhaps the pressure of so many other influencers, you end up agreeing, but then it's always wrong. You suffer. If you recollect all your past experiences, the way you have made your decisions, lining with the heart and against the heart, and see how you conclude. See, always refer to your heart. Thank you.
At a leadership level, what are the traits that one has to develop to improve executive presence, which is a key concept at a leadership level?
Leaders has to be a follower first. And to follow, you need a lot of humility. Be accommodative. Leader also means making a decision, but you have to take everybody into account before you open your mouth. So listen first. Respect all. See. Very respectfully listen all, and then draw your final conclusion by taking everybody into confidence. That's a leader, taking everyone together to lead a pack. Humility. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Just coming.
Pranam Sudhaji. My name is Nagesh, founder and CEO of IT company. So I just want curious to know, where are we leading? I mean, next 2-3 decades. For example, one side we look at IT, so more of AI, automation, superficial things are going on. The other way we look at a lot of people have tendency, for example, to come to places like Kanha. Some are going to villages, want to have a villages food. The other direction is going in different direction. So just curious to know, where are we leading next 2-3 decades?
No one can predict. Future is always dynamic. It's very difficult. But seeing the trajectory of it, it's all going in good direction. It's happening for good. AI people, they worry a lot about AI and dangers of AI. Why should you worry? Everything comes with double edge. There are plus and there are minus. Even the best medicine you take, it has good effects, side effects. Even nutritious milk, if you overdo it, you'll get diarrhea. So stay within your limits, take advantage of situation. It's how will the world be? Will all the countries' boundaries be dissolved? We don't know. But one thing for sure, we are heading towards solid destruction. And we don't know when that will happen. One mistake and it's going to boom. See? Atomics. And most countries have it. And one country will be bad enough to destroy the planet. So that is for sure. But when that will happen, we don't know. But a lot of good things are also happening. So let's focus on that.
Namaste, sir. I am Kamal from Expeditors. My question is, leader need to be visionary always? If no, if yes, so how can they develop the vision?
I have never visualized the thing more than I should. Like when you walk, just watch your next step, that's all. You see, there is a grand picture and there is a detailed immediate picture. So follow that immediate one, see. Many people, they ask, did you visualize this Kanha? And very honestly speaking, no. One thing led to another, see, built up on its own. And all the decisions were made during meditation. Somehow, your heart guides you. But you have to have one generic or general ambition that, okay, in which direction I'm going. And then other things will fit in. Choose your direction first.
Daaji, I'm Gautam Bakshi, and I've grown up believing that there are different paths, faiths, practices, religion, taking to the same well, basically. the truth remains the same. And during the course of life, you come across different paths, practices, and faiths. We tend to also sometimes waver from one to the other. We've grown up traditionally, then we come across different paths and practices. How do you choose? Why are we so fickle minded? When we are following something and something happens, we quickly shift to something else.
We have to ask few questions to ourselves. Things that I'm following, is it out of greed? Is it out of tradition? Is it out of fear? What would my mother say if I don't do this? What if I don't wear a turban, for example? What my grandfather think? The purpose of reincarnation or incarnation is only one. Soul is longing to return back home, back to the source. That every religion agrees on this aspect. When it finds the right path, soul finds rather signals that this is the right path by showering you with a lot of peace. Moment you take up the wrong path or you're not happy with the existing path, it will make you restless. So these are some signs. The very fact that this question has aroused in your heart, it says you are not on the right path. Otherwise, this question would never arise. No wife asks, is this my right husband? She is consolidated. Only when there is trouble, she starts looking for other relationship despite of marriage. So it tells you a lot. The moment you think, am I doing right? Ipso facto, it tells you you're wrong. Otherwise, such question can never arise. Do you find unquestionable peace in your heart when you do something? That's the right thing. That's the right path for you. Thank you.
Hi, Daji. My name is Awais. I have one question at the core of heartfulness, where, without being very judgmental, if I categorize the people under three segments: one who are misguided, the one who are guided but not connected, the third who are connected with the divine source. So, what do you see the major difference between the three segments? Why are they not able to evolve, or what? How could this transition happen, and what is that it is missing in each of the categories?
I don't see that. I treat everyone in the same box. When I work like in a group satsang, the amount of spiritual work that goes in is the same on all. Experiences of each one will differ based on where they are located, internally at a spiritual level, say. It's like when sunlight is there, some people keep their windows open, some they keep it closed, some partially open, some keep all the windows open. So it depends how open you are from inside in receiving or resonating with the source. God is never going to judge you whether you are beginning or you are nearing. There is no judgment with God. It's we who make such decisions.
Hi, Daji. My name is Bhavna. I work with Mastercard, and it's a blessing to meet you and hear from you. My question is slightly on a personal note. I have heard you speak about loving detachment. Even Gita has similar learning. So, just wanted to, I'm very inspired by that. Just wanted to ask you something. So, I'm very attached to my parents. I love them really deeply. So, with that kind of attachment, you also have a fear of losing them, a fear of loss, right? You always feel that, am I doing enough for them? Am I, doing enough to take care of their health checkups, everything? So how do I, like the mind knows that, all of us have only finite lifetime on this earth, and everybody, we all are mortal beings. But the heart still does not, accept it fully that one day we have to let our loved ones go. So how do we bring loving detachment into practice really? That's something I wanted to just...
When you talk of love, and especially parents, you can never say it's enough. Whatsoever we do for our parents will always be less. So do all that you can in the best possible way and pamper them. Like no daughter would have pampered them. Do it. And the fact that they are going to leave one day, who knows, you might leave before them. That's part of life, and you can't change that. And there is no solution that I can offer. Continue loving them. And when they physically are separated from us after death, that connection still remains intact. Those are invisible bonds we call. I will not call as attachment. When you love your child, it's a bond. It's not attachment. Whatsoever we do for our children, it's never going to be enough. But overdoing it somewhere, sometimes, you see, okay, but he has some needs, for example. He's old enough to demand phone, perhaps. And you say, okay, how many you want? Is this love? That is spoiling. So we have to know, we have to draw a line between fulfilling the needs and extending our help. See? And at a personal level, there will always be a gap between what should be our status and what it is now. And how to fill that gap with our efforts, that should be our motto. When we meditate with clean heart, it openly tells you, you can look in the mirror of your heart and say, okay, this is something I have to work on. That's why we meditate in the presence of divinity in our heart, invoking that, so that things become clearer to us. I think modern day problem is elders are not well looked after. They are totally neglected in the society. Maybe you don't have a choice, perhaps, but you can't create an excuse that I don't have a choice. Are you ready to sacrifice your job? That tells you who you are.
Namaste, Daji.
Namaste.
I'm Dr. Gangsha. I'm a psychiatrist by profession, and I've been practicing heartfulness meditation for over 12 years, and I'm a trainer too. And after being in both the things, like as a science student first, then into the practice of psychiatry, and in a meditation student first, and then in the training part, a lot of things have been juggling in my mind since long. Like as far as the patient's concerned, so here we got a lot of variety of patients, like from lower spectrum to higher spectrum, as you go from neurosis to psychosis. And in as far as my personal case is concerned, in a lot of stressful situation, the meditation helped me a lot. Previously in your videos, I have seen that heartfulness techniques should not be applied to those patients. But somewhere there is a thought in my mind, is there any heartfulness approach to them? Is there can be an approach if they are not that severe note on lower note? Is there any approach? So
Yes, we have to, you see, people with neurosis, psychosis, they cannot think on their own. They think, but it's all humble jumble and they make a mess. When you ask them to meditate, they will meditate only on the issues they have and they multiply it. See, when you have some anxiety and you try to meditate, what happens? You won't be able to meditate. You will gravitate towards that thought that troubles you the most. Likewise, when a person cannot carry this burden of thoughts, we have to carry it for them. We have to meditate for them. We become somehow a surrogate meditator. We assume the form of that person, do the cleaning on that person, connect the mind, which is not so balanced, with the balanced mind of God. Let there be osmosis. You're a trainer, you're a preceptor, so you can do this. And you see a big result. Key thing is never to tell the person that you are doing this. Otherwise, there will be resistance. People with anxiety, depression, neurosis, psychosis, they cannot trust anyone. So never say you are doing this. Quietly do it. It doesn't matter whom they give the credit, but since you are a concerned doctor, you are interested in bringing results. So you see the results and feel happy in our own quietness, in our own anonymity.
Mr. Daji, I'm a founder of an organization called Youth for Jobs. We work with rural grassroots youth and youth with disabilities to train them and to put them into jobs. The escalating problem I find everywhere is mental health and not such serious problems are really escalating. And very simple things like what we learn here could help them to center themselves. I was just thinking to myself, since you were here, how can you actually make it as a movement? Because many of these simple issues then could be addressed before they become more serious. They just clueless,
Yeah.
so lonely.
No, we need to take care of that. We have a program called Village Connect program. And if that village or cluster of villages are in a particular district, if you can share the details, we can work together. Identify that area. A few lakhs villages are covered through Heartfulness, through our volunteers only. So if you give the details to Brother Harpreet, I think he can guide you, put you in touch with the district coordinators at the local level, say, and they can work with your people. Thank you. Main problem in villages is economics and this modern day gadget. Telephones, mobiles. And most of the time they're not watching Ramayana or Mahabharata. All unnecessary, forbidden sites to keep on visiting. Even laborers, you will see them. So mind goes very crazy with such sights. And it is, it makes them sick, mentally sick. You have to ask all these company, mobile company like Jio and all that, don't make it so cheap. Everything's are cheap. Make it difficult for them to download or develop a technology that will prevent such sites, even for adults to see. Completely shunned all across India. I think this should be enough to digest it. And you can always write to me whenever you are away, daaji@daaji.org. I'll respond to you. And immerse yourself with our literature, which is very rich, very, very rich. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.